How do you test for pregnancy? How do you do a pregnancy test at home? How can you test for pregnancy? In this video today, we are going to talk about how you can test for pregnancy. Stay with me today and we are going to talk more about pregnancy testing today after this message. Is the name of the channel. We are going to talk about how you can test for pregnancy using the strips. Specifically, there are two types of strips. There is the digital type of strip whereby the results can be given digitally whether you are pregnant or you are not pregnant. And then the second type we are going to talk about here is we use the strips or the non-digital form of testing whereby a strip is embedded in this cover, and normally before you do the pregnancy test you should always make sure that you take good caution, you read on the manufacturer's instructions. You should also look out for the expiry date, because it is very important to look at the expiry date, just in case the pregnancy test strip is expired, you should not use it. So what happens is this: you get this strip and then you simply tear it, and then when you have done the tearing, you will actually have to access the strip. It is always inside here. If it's not coming out, you simply can put your palm like this and then you let it drop down. There's always some preparations in here. They are actually made of silicone. They basically keep this strip in a warm and usable state to make sure that it is still in good condition. So we shall not mind about this. Normally these are crystals, just basically for storage. We shall go straight to our strip, and this is how it looks like. Now what happens is that it does the testing by means of a process known medically as chromatography, but we shall not go into the details. The most important thing we need to know in this type of strip, the urine HCG strip, is that it looks for the HCG hormone. The HCG hormone is specifically, in full, it means the human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone. Now this hormone is normally released by the corpus luteum after fertilization has taken place. The corpus luteum is that remnant, is that part that remains after ovulation has taken place. So it can also be produced. We are talking about the HCG, what we test for in urine. The HCG is also produced by the placenta when a woman gets pregnant. So normally in the early trimesters or in the first trimester of your pregnancy, the HCG levels are high. So we always recommend that the testing for pregnancy should be done in the morning. This is very important because the HCG levels, the hormonal levels of HCG are very high in the morning. So testing should always be done in the morning. Although you can always do the testing at any time of the day, but the best time is the morning, simply because the HCG levels are high. So what you need to do, having opened it, you basically have to take a look. There are some markers in here, they are pointing downwards. You get your urine. If at all the urine is in a container, you simply dip in the strip, and then you'll have to actually leave in the strip for at least 1 to 3 minutes, and then afterwards it depends on the manufacturer's instructions. There are some manufacturers who say that you just dip in for 1 minute and then remove. There are some manufacturers who will tell you that you have to dip in for 3 minutes, and that's why in the beginning we said you have to read the instructions of the manufacturer. So you dip in the strip and then afterwards remove. After removing, you basically have to get a table or a flat surface whereby you will put the strip just like this, and then you will leave it there. Preferably you should use a white surface to get a more clear approach or to get a more clear report. So you leave in for at least only, you're supposed to observe this for only 3 minutes approximately, but still if the manufacturer of the strip basically instructed that you leave for 2 minutes, then observe, leave for only 2 minutes and then observe. So after the 2 minutes or after the 3 minutes of leaving this strip on a flat surface, you can go ahead and then observe. Now it has 2 parts. The testing strip has 2 parts. There's that part labeled T, and then there's that part labeled C. So the part labeled C is basically a control. It is basically when you put this in urine, and then there's a red line that has come at that part where there's C, where there's a C on this. Normally that is a confirmation that you used enough urine, that you used urine which was having enough HCG, and specifically it's a confirmation that you've done the test well. A control is simply a confirmation that the test is being done under normal circumstances. If at all there is no line crossing around the C line, then that could mean that probably the strip had issues, and that's why we said in the beginning you should first of all look for the manufacturer, the date of manufacturer, look for the expiry, and then look for any breakages. If at all the packet, by the time you get it from the pharmacy or your drugstore, if you buy this and it's already damaged, and you discover when you've reached home and you're going to do the test but it's damaged, then you actually are requested to take it back so that they can do what we call a replacement. So we were talking about the 2 lines. There's one of C, that is control, and then there's one of T, that is test, or to confirm that you're pregnant. So whenever there's one line on that part of C, it means you are negative. And then whenever there are 2 lines, that is at the part where there's C and then at the part where there's T, then that is a confirmation that in your urine, the hormone or the HCG hormone, also known as the human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone, is present. So 2 lines simply mean that you are pregnant. 1 line simply means that you are not pregnant. But still, care has to be taken, because you could actually do this test and maybe it is a very early pregnancy. Let us say maybe it is for only 2 days or 3 days, and this strip gives you results. Maybe they are faint. These are so common. The second line may be so faint, or it may show something very, very faint. What we normally advise is that you should always take some at least 7 days and then repeat the test. That is, you can take 1 week, or you can wait for 2 weeks and then repeat the test. Just like we said, you get this, open, remove the strip, and then where the arrows are pointing downwards, you dip in the urine, leave in the urine for at least 1 minute, remove, put on a flat surface, and then observe after 2 minutes or after 3 minutes. Once you repeat this test as we've just elaborated, and then you follow the instructions of the manufacturer, there are high chances that the results we shall get will be very accurate. Just in case you do the test and then the results are not really clear, they are indeterminate, you're seeing one line and then the other one is not really clear, we always advise that at this point, that's when you should call your doctor. You should go see your doctor. You can go see your midwife, or you can go and have the test redone in a reputable laboratory, and then of course confirmation can be done. But still, if at all you are still getting the signs of pregnancy, but the test results with a strip are negative, but you still feel you've not seen your periods, you're getting the lower abdominal pain, you're getting the nausea, you're getting the cramping pain, you're getting the cravings for different types of foods, specifically you are getting the signs of pregnancy, but the test result is telling us that you're not pregnant, we always advise that you go to hospital, whereby your doctor will request for a test. It's called the serological HCG test, or the blood HCG test. They repeat the test, but not this time, not with a strip. They do the test by testing your blood. specifically the normal levels of the HCG hormone in a woman who is pregnant, maybe for 2 days or 3 days, is normally 2,000 international units and above. So if at all the test has been done in the laboratory and then the levels of HCG are high, then we do not need to go with the results of the strip. All we need to take is the results of the blood, because they are much more clearer and they give the results even if you've just got pregnant for maybe 1 or 2 days or 3 days. So whenever you get results with a strip and the results are not conclusive, they are not clear, please always go see your doctor, who will request for the tests, the urine test to be redone, or to be the testing to be done in the laboratory using the blood test. And still, in case the blood test comes out and still the results are clear, but the urine HCG test results are not clear, then we go ahead and request, or your doctor will request for a pelvic ultrasound scan. Pelvic ultrasound scan will give us a whole image, it will give us a whole picture of how your reproductive system is. Specifically, we shall look at the thickness, or the thickness of the endometrial stripe. The thickness of the endometrial stripe, simply we are talking about the inner lining, the inside of your uterus. That lining tends to thicken in early pregnancy. So when you have the ultrasound scan done, the inner lining of your uterus will be shown to be thickened. It will be whitish, but it will be thickened. So all those are confirmations of pregnancy. So thank you for staying with me today on our channel, Gerard Massa, the health educator. We were talking about how to test for pregnancy. Remember to ask me all your questions down below in the comments. I will answer all your questions personally. You can also connect with me on my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is +256 701 79 78 and 76. That is +256 701 79 78 76. You can also join me on social media. You can join me on Facebook. You can join me on Facebook, Twitter. You can join me on Instagram. And also, please remember to go to YouTube and watch our videos. We have lots of videos on YouTube talking about women's health, talking about issues like fertility, infertility, how to get pregnant naturally, and then of course also there are lots of videos down there on YouTube. Please remember to join us and have yourself a fantastic and healthy day. Bye bye. God bless us all.